Well, hello. How are you? I'm Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing, and this is Power to Sing Live number 118, round two. For those of you who weren't here earlier, we had some extreme technical difficulties, and so I started all over again and reloaded everything up. I even updated my streaming software. I rebooted everything, and so far the stream is consistent. Yay! All right, so welcome. And if anyone has returned to endure more abuse today, great. So wonderful to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about, in this episode number 118, Colin, hi. Nice to have you here, and missed you, but life gets busy, and you have to do. There's a time and a season for everything, so I completely understand. It's great to have you back here today. And how are things over in the UK? Hope it's all going well, and I think it's Ireland, isn't it? So we're going to talk today about strengthening mix and head voice with vibrato. And so the number one question is, how is the condition of your mix voice? How's the condition of your singing, of your head voice? How's the condition of vibrato? And are you happy with it? If you are, say yes in the comments. If you're not happy with it, say no. So we're going to talk today about this dilemma. I get this question almost every day. How do I strengthen my mix? How do I get stronger in head voice? How do I do vibrato? Those are what I would guess probably the top three things. We're going to combine them all today. For those of you who may or may not know, I have just released a course on vibrato entitled Conquer Vibrato. And in that course, not only do we deal with getting vibrato started in the first place, for those of us who weren't lucky enough to be born with it, as was I, it is possible to develop vibrato. And so this course is divided into three things. It's what I call the success plan. Number one is get vibrato. Number two is strengthen, or improve rather, vibrato. And number three is practice and sing with vibrato. So we go to those three areas. But the message is, in the course, is the first thing we have to do, if you weren't born with it naturally, is induce the vibrato. And so I help you do that in the course. And in the process of going through that success plan, we get into beginning, intermediate, and advanced exercises for vibrato, which include some of the things we're going to be doing today. And that is using vibrato in the bridge and in head voice. Okay, now, some years ago and I'm just loving this stream today. I'm watching the strength of this stream, and it is staying consistently strong. It makes me so happy. Paparikov, nice to have you here today. Years ago, I was in an audition, and it was a musical theater audition, and it was a callback, and they had 8 of us lined up, and they said, okay, we want you to sing the high A, the A4. Hey, George, we just got started. I had some technical difficulties, and I just redid the whole thing. So you're just in time. They had us standing on stage. One by one, we had to sing B, like B-E. And I think that's the word in the phrase from Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera. So I think it's something that goes along the word B. Well, I could hit it, and I was just thrilled that I could hit it because for so many years I couldn't sing above the E, above middle C. So for me, it was a win. However, I wasn't as strong as some of the other singers, and even though I was hitting it, it wasn't something that was going to be distinguish me as, oh, you need to be singing this song in our show, or I can't even remember, frankly, what show it was. We may have been. Now I remember some of the people that were on the that were in the callback, and it may have been the American Phantom, which by Mari Yeston. We call it the American Phantom. I think it's Phantom by Mari Yeston, and I've done that show 3 times, and I loved it. It's great music. I did not play the role of Phantom, but I guess they called me back and wanted me to listen to it. But over the years, it's gotten stronger. So rather than be, it was kind of a lighter, just lighter. That's all. And I think I could do the vibrato in it. Although when Michael Crawford does it, I don't think he uses vibrato on that note when he goes up to that big strong B. He kind of like, I think maybe he does vibrato. Now that I'm saying it, I might be wrong. But now I'm able to at least kind of dig into it. B. So we're going to talk about how we can get to that point in our voices. So let me say hi to Paul. Hi, Paul. Nice to have you with us today. Appreciate you guys joining me today. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. The stream was not working, the internet stream, and I don't know whether it was streaming software, whether it was YouTube. It probably wasn't YouTube because now it's great. I did update. I had an update available for the streaming software. Anyway, I think it's fixed. Miguel, hi. Nice to have you here today. So let's talk about then what we need to do to strengthen mix, strengthen head voice, and do it with vibrato. The question, Miguel says, how long will it take to get the mixed voice and develop it to the point it sounds great? 20 years, maybe. That's how long I've been working at it. 22 years. I don't know that you're ever there, if you've ever arrived. I remember watching Pavarotti on an interview when it was. The interview was being held in the United Kingdom someplace, and they had him and Marilyn Horne and I want to say it's not Beverly Sills. Anyway, another soprano, and the 3 of them were being interviewed, and he was showing something about the F above middle C. It's Pavarotti. This is like he was in the height of his career then. And he was showing this how you can't be a really great tenor unless you can, he says, cover the F, which I think he was talking about, frankly, about mixing the F, E, F, F sharp, G, those areas. I think he was saying F, F sharp, G, if I remember right. And he showed how, to sing it open and kind of spread the vowel a little bit, and then he sang it and really just, he said, it's more elegant, and he showed how he did it. And he said, now that might sound easy. Take maybe 10 years. Pavarotti said 10 years he'd been working on getting that F above middle C to be wonderful. And so when you asked me the question, Miguel, about how long is it going to take to get the mixed voice going and develop it to the point it sounds great, Pavarotti, it took him 10 years. One of the all-time great tenors in history. So maybe you can apply that to your timetable. I don't want to be discouraging, and I don't want to be flippant. It's different for all of us. But there's a professional on the international stage of opera saying that for him, it took him 10 years to get the F above middle C the way he wanted it. So it varies for all of us. I would say for me, to get to the point where I was like just kind of like a major, kind of like where you're on a plateau for a while and you have this big jump. I would say for me, it was probably closer to, it was actually longer than that. Happened for me around 2011, and I had been working on this in earnest since 2000. I'd had a couple year layoff, and I had started it in 1990, end of 96 and into 97. So, but really kind of taking regular attention to regular lessons like weekly in 2000. So for me, it was about 11 years. And but you guys are better than that, right? You can do better than that. So what I want to help you do today is let's talk about some of the exercises that we can do to strengthen this area of mix and vibrato. Montserrat Cabal is the name. I'm not sure, Colin, if that was who it was. That doesn't sound familiar to me. Anyway, so let's talk about exercise number 1. Now it looks like it's just guys today, but for those who are joining the rebroadcast, for the ladies, I'll try and give you a suggested pitch also. But let's assume that we're talking about the bridge at the E, F, F sharp. This would fit into a number of other exercises. So any exercise just in isolation is probably not going to, you want to remember that everything's in context. So in all of the things that you're doing, here is another exercise that may be of benefit to you in terms of strengthening this area of the bridge. Because what we find out, what you kind of get sometimes is just, no, 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 no. Where you really want more than that kind of a sound in the bridge and into your head voice. So a great place to start, guys or girls, would be the nay, nay, nay. And it doesn't have to be excessively witchy or bratty or exaggerated. It can be close to normal. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. That's the E. Back to the F. Nay, 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 nay. Now, if you can't do that and it starts to pull chest like this, nay, 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 that's not going to help you. You're not going to build your mix, and you're not going to build head voice like that. So if you feel it going that way, where it's spreading, nay, 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 we've got to get it down to nay, 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 N-E-Y. Nay, 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 nay. So narrow that A down to E. Nay, 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 nay. So Colin, I have a confession. A lot of times I'll say, it's like the Irish E. And I don't even know if Irish say E. But so true confession here, you could probably set me straight on that. But rather than A, E. Nay, 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 nay. That's going to help you be able to sit a little bit more firmly into that exercise without pulling the chest voice too high. And again, this is where you want to take the low breath. Nay. So That is, this drops, pull the air in from here. Now, in that course that I mentioned, Conquer Vibrato, I spend a whole segment, a whole topic on just this breathing, because it's helpful to, if you're going to sustain vibrato in your bridge, in your mix, and in your head voice, you've got to have the right breathing. Otherwise, you can't sustain it long enough. And in the exercises in the Conquer Vibrato course, I want to make sure that you're breathing the right way. So you take the low breath, do this on this nay, 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 a, nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. N-E-Y. Now, that will, over time, start strengthening if you're doing it as I'm showing you. Now, if you say, nay, 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 and crack in the falsetto, it's not going to strengthen the mix or head voice. Or if you're pulling up the chest voice, nay, 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 that's not going to strengthen mix or head voice. It's got to be that nay, nay, nay. So if you still can't do it, then you might have to be a little bit funny about it. So a little bit of a witchy sound. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Now I'm taking the low breath. I'm pulling that tummy in, and that will solidify these notes. You may find that they still feel kind of wishy-washy a little bit, even with that nay, 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 and a little bit of a funny sound. You need to add that breath to it too. Low breath, take it so the air goes in, tummy out, air in, and then pull the tummy in as you're doing this. Nay, 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 nay. And again, I go through that in the course, Conquer Vibrato. It is available. The link to Conquer Vibrato is in the description below. So I say you may want to invest in your breathing as well as vibrato by checking out that and getting that course. It's going to help. Now, so ladies, you could do the same exact thing. Instead of starting though at the high A, at the A flat where the guys do, you would start at the C sharp 5. Nay, 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 nay. Do the same thing. Nay, 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 nay. B flat. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. And the A. That's your first bridge, typically. Now, so we're assuming today that you're bridging at the A, B flat, B, C, and C sharp for the ladies, and for the guys, E, F, F sharp. This is that first bridge. Now, let me take a couple comments here, because this is it seems simple. Do you want to combine those things with appropriate breathing, which I talk about in the course Conquer Vibrato? We're going to talk about the nay, nay, nay. If you have to do it, you want to make sure if you need to do this, you may have to narrow that vowel rather than just nay, 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 nay. You may have to go nay, 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 nay. And then if you need to, still, you may have to go a little bit funny with it. Nay, 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 nay. And that's going to get you a little deeper into the chord structure. This is the other issue. So that nay, nay, nay with appropriate breath is going to get you deeper into the vocal cords in this bridge area. Okay. Comment from, hey, Ivan, nice to have you here. Saw you last night. Great to have you back this morning. Ink King, hey Chuck, why is it that some people crack at the passaggio, but some people can get through it while pulling chest? Why doesn't their voice crack? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't have any idea. Maybe they're just doing it harder. Maybe their voice doesn't crack as much, or maybe their larynx isn't coming up quite as high, or maybe they just can abuse better than other people can abuse their voice. Peter, Dacius, hi. Nice to have you here today, Peter. Nuno Silva, thanks for helping me finding my voice type. Certainly, you are welcome. But when I get to the G4, my voice wants to flip, although I can go higher. Yes, Nuno. So that's the larynx coming up. And when we get to the G4, if the larynx comes up, it will crack into falsetto. And that's why you want to do the exercises for pull chest, high larynx, or you want to do the exercises for the flip falsetto. I'm sorry, I don't remember which vocal type you were, but the exercises are going to help solve that problem. Kurt, Walid Menoni. Hi, Chuck. Please, I sing with my nose. Please, I sing with my nose, a cause of my problem of nasal deviation. Are there any exercises to decrease? Thank you in advance. Kurt, I am afraid that I haven't had much experience. I don't have any experience that I can recall with a student with a deviated, let me see, do you have a deviated septum? So I apologize to you. I don't have any advice at this point. I would just be guessing. So I'm sorry, Kurt, that I can't answer that question for you. Nuno Silva, how can I improve it in order to get like up to the B4 and C to the C5? Nuno, when you get done with this broadcast, go back and listen to this last segment that I just did. The nay, nay, nay is exactly how you deal with the problem you're talking about right now. Precisely what I just showed you is how you deal with it, okay? Now, there'll be two other exercises here today that will also apply to this. So let's talk about this next exercise. Let me just get this other question. You were flip falsetto. Yeah, this nay, nay, nay is going to be perfect for you. How does chest voice, let's see, so Ivan says, how high does chest voice go before becoming mixed voice? Good question. For most of us guys, the chest voice ends at the E flat above middle C. The E is the first note in the bridge. The E flat, technically speaking, is the end of the highest point in chest. So E flat above middle C. 1, 2, 3 half tones above middle C is about the end of chest. Is the end of chest. You don't want to pull the chest voice up higher than that. And you can always bring mix further down too. You don't have to have the E flat and in the D. You don't have to do that in chest. You can bring mix down. That's always okay. But you never want to pull chest voice up higher. All right, so let's talk about another. Let me, before going on to the next exercise, the other thing that you can do when you're practicing in the bridge here is nay, 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 nay. You want to start adding that vibrato as immediately. You want to be doing the exercises with vibrato because that's going to help you balance the voice even more. That vibrato is an evidence of balance between the air and the muscle. Again, I go into this in a lot of detail in the course Conquer Vibrato, which is linked. You can find the link to that course in the description below. You want to start doing the vibrato when you're working on your mix as soon as possible. Now, this same principle is going to also strengthen head voice. So watch what happens if you go back to this nay, 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 nay. It's about A flat, A, nay, 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 nay. You keep doing what you do in your mix and just keep doing the same coordination up the scale, gets you right into your head voice. You just keep doing that same thing. You don't have to change anything at all. The same coordination applies in your head voice. As you go higher, more of the lower overtones will drop off and more of the upper overtones will kick in. But you don't have to do anything. You're in the correct coordination to keep applying the same thing as you go up. Now let's take the second exercise that I suggest that will build strength into your mixed voice, the bridge, the what you're singing in the bridge. Now, ladies, again, the same thing applies to you. If you're working your voice, starting on the C sharp 5 and come down, nay, 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 nay. Low breath, pull your tummy in. Nay, 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 nay. Now, if you can't do vibrato, you want to start working on that. If you don't have vibrato, you lack something in your voice. There's a richness or a fuller vocal sound that you have with the vibrato. The pitch is better with vibrato, and practicing this vibrato in the bridges and in your head voice is what's going to make you a good singer. Without the vibrato, you're never going to quite measure up. You simply won't measure up. You won't be able to compete with the people with vibrato. That's tough because I wasn't born with vibrato, so I really wanted to. Well, my first teacher told me that if you weren't born with it, you don't have it. Of course, I believed her because she had her master's degree from the university in music and vocal performance. But she was wrong, and I'm sure she just didn't know that she didn't know. So you can develop it, and that's what this course does for you, is it induces the vibrato, and then once it gets started, we improve that, and then you apply it in practicing and in singing, which the course takes you through step by step. Now, we want to build this mix and this head voice with another exercise. So instead of nay, 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 here's another one. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Now I'll be frank. I think you this is an advanced exercise here. You may not be able to do it normal with just na na na. So you may have to add that a little bit of an exaggerated pharyngeal sound. Na 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 na. Now, it's slightly elevating the larynx, and I accept that, and you need to accept that too, but you don't end, this is not the final product, right? This is just getting it more, this is getting deeper into the chord structure with that na 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 and the nay 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 and the na na na. So in order to do this successfully, you're going to have to go a little bit on the witchy, exaggerated, funny side. Na 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 na. Low breath. Na na na. Tummy in na 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 na. Now over time, as these solidify and get more and more solid, you go more and more towards normal. Na 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 na. So gradually you're able to go more towards that normal. Ladies, same thing applies to you. starting on the C sharp 5, coming down into your bridge, down to the A. Na, 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 na. Low breath, pull your tummy. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, na, na. Now, this is an accelerated exercise, but it goes right to the heart of the matter, getting deeper into the chord structure. As I mentioned, as soon as you can, you want to get more and more towards the normal nay, 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 and the na, na, na. In fact, the sooner you can do it, the better. If you said nay, 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 na, 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 and you take your low breath, you pull your tummy in, and you lean into that. What does that mean? That means that you stay in the narrow place. You don't let it go into an open chest sound. Nay, 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 nay. You crescendo into that exercise, but you keep it in the smaller, narrower place. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, na, 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 na. And again, always include the vibrato there. Always include the vibrato, because it's going to also balance the voice even more in your mix and in head voice. If you combine those two things, then you've really got a powerful way to retrain your voice. All right, let's take another comment, and then I'll go on to the third and final exercise here that's going to build your mix, build your head voice, and doing it with vibrato. Okay. Monpaga Hussein, nice to have you here today. How do you tell the difference between mix and head voice? Do they feel different? Okay. All right. Looks like the stream settled down. It went a little wonky there for a second. So the question is, how do you tell the difference between head and mix and head voice? Do they feel different? A lot of it is where the pitch is. When you're in the bridge, it's a lower pitch than when you're up in head voice. So there are more head overtones that are kicking in, and lower overtones from the chest are dropping off. So you start to feel that. There's also a lighter feeling. You're not. There's more air that's being substituted for the edge in the voice as you go higher. So there's more and more air into the production of the tone quality. So those are the kinds of things that you start to notice over a period of time. I can't describe it to you, you have to experience it. But for me, the difference might be something like ma, 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 ma. So that's the A, that's my second bridge, it's well into my head voice, and it's just got a different sound and feel to me than ma, 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 which is the top of the bridge. That's the F sharp. So you can hear there's more of the chest overtone and a little bit less of that higher head voice overtones. But it becomes an experience with it, where you start to feel the difference, and then you begin to recognize it in your own voice. For me to describe what it is irrelevant to you. You have to experience it yourself and then begin to internalize those things that cause you to recognize it. Okay, so Waffles for Days. Hi, Chuck. How long would do exercises like these every day or every other day? Well, there's no reason why you can't do it once a day. It would be fine. I wouldn't do them, excessively, but make them a part of whatever it is you're doing. The important thing is that you're doing them as I demonstrate, not so much even how long you do them or how, I would say that it's better to do short, like 15, 20-minute segments of exercises at first, especially, maybe a couple times a day. You can do them in the morning or in afternoon, evening, and sprinkle these in. Ivan, hi Ivan. I can hit the C5 in head voice. How to make it full and strong? Thanks in advance. Ivan, the 2 exercises that I've just shown are perfect for that. So maybe this 3rd exercise also will apply to you. So this is this is an advanced exercise. And so what we want to take is that na that I've just demonstrated on the 1.5 scale. Only this time drop the N. And I'm going to have you stick your tongue out. So you stick your lower tongue out, your tongue over your lower lip, your lower tongue, and cover it. Cover your lower lip. Don't pull it in. And don't lift it up. Keep your tongue out the whole time. So for the guys, it would start down here on the B flat. Now I just went from the B flat to the F sharp, all the way to the top of the first bridge. Now the low C to the G, which is the first note in head voice. Take a low breath, pull your tummy in. Now that there's 2 things I'm thinking of. Number 1, I'm thinking of I'm pretending that the notes are actually going down, not that they're going up. That start to reach for that. So if you just pretend like those notes are actually going down, so I have to reach down to get the notes, and then I have to send the sound out. So I'm reaching down and pushing the sound forward and out to the room next door or across the street, wherever you're practicing. Now, you add one other element to that, and then you've got something that's really going to be building your voice, and that is the vibrato. So that was about the A. Let's see. Now, it's an sound. I'm writing that edgy feeling. I'm not saying I'm not pulling my tongue in. I'm not spreading it. I'm not doing that. I'm staying a little bit on the witchy side to thin that out slightly so it's not full chest. It's not as heavy as chest. And I'm, as I mentioned, taking the low breath, which I do cover, you guys. I cover this low breathing, and I cover the vibrato very completely in the course, in the description below. Conquer vibrato. Think down and send that sound out, and then come back up. So it's not the notes going up, it's going down. You got to think that way, and that's going to make that easier. Well, how does that affect your bridge and your head voice? I'm sustaining that in head voice. I'm sustaining in a head voice, and I'm going right through the bridge with that sound. It's not a weak, light, airy, breathy sound, is it? It's easier almost to do it higher. That's the F sharp. Let me do that again. So this is an advanced exercise, but it's related to the na 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 or na 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 nay 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 nay. These three combined are going to and allow your chords to get deeper into the chord structure. That is, they're going to be participating more fully and deeply in the production of this tone with these exercises. It's going to give you more power, more bite, more cut in your voice when you go back to the more normal sounds. So if you wanted to take the next step forward, you'd say, nay, 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 no, 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 no. And leave some of the element of that nay, nay, nay in the no, no, no. Or na, 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 no, 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 no. Those are going to help really build that mix voice. It's going to build your head voice, and combining it with vibrato is going to give you balance in your voice, and it's just going to, it's going to propel, accelerate you into some real strength in the voice. Okay. Getting some more comments here. Ivan says, I don't know how I can hit the C5, how to make it full and strong. Okay, so does that help? Hopefully that helps. And Juan Paga says, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we've been going here now for about 45 minutes, I think, in this particular program. I want to recap this to say that, number one, you want to be able to do these things, these exercises in your bridge. And ladies, this last one, if we pitch it up here, starting on the F sharp, tongue out, press down and out, think down, take your low breath, pull your tummy in, it's going to strengthen those areas of your bridge and of your head voice incredibly. So you want to combine these exercises with vibrato always, and that's going to propel your progress. It's going to accelerate your progress. So the course on vibrato is going to be helpful for you if you can't do the vibrato, and the description for the course is down below. The cart is open. You can purchase the course until Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time, New York time at midnight, or 5 minutes till midnight. The cart closes. So you want to pick it up now because the prices will be going up. And but getting a lot of great feedback on the course, and it's going to have a real impact on you. It's going to help you strengthen your bridge. It's going to help you strengthen your head voice as well. So some final questions and we'll be out of here. It looks like that's about it. So I'm Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing Live number 118. Remember, you can sing higher with beauty, confidence, and power, and vibrato. Take a look at the course down below and buy it. I think if you don't have vibrato, this is the answer. And it's also going to be helpful to apply the vibrato to the exercises that we did today to build your mix, to build your head voice, and give you the professionalism that you want in your voice. So thanks, everybody, and I will see you next time inside my next